Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sam the SLB, and alongside me today is the man behind the Twitter, Wrestling's Voice of Reason, Scott, as well as the third man, the man of many numbers, the Spring Flower, John the Stat Man. We also have our buddy coming over from ATR Rising Sun, the man in black himself, Ethan, also joining us from Ship It Studios, longtime contributor to the ATR brand, Mr. Zach. We are coming to you from above the ring, Ship It Studios' premier wrestling podcast, covering all things from AEW, WWE worldwide. Coming to you Friday morning before SummerSlam. It's the party of the summer, the 36th edition, happening in Detroit this weekend. It's almost like a felony that they're not using Detroit Rock City as the theme song. Hey guys, how are we feeling about the show?
Feeling good. This show, I don't know, for a little while it was like, what could they possibly do? But the last couple of, I would say last month, they've really done a good job feeding these stories in. And I'm really excited for this. I really am.
You want me to throw a couple stats at you before we start here?
Yeah, why not? Let's go for it.
Well, first off, I want to say the graphics and logo, first off, for this year's SummerSlam, it doesn't feel like SummerSlam. Like I like the logo that they're going with this year, but it's something I'm trying to get used to. Interesting enough, so this is the first WWE event to be held at Ford Field since WrestleMania 23 in 2007. And coincidentally, 30 years ago, SummerSlam was held in Michigan in 1993. So I don't think this is a coincidence. So 30 years later, why not bring back SummerSlam to Michigan?
Right?
Yeah, when I think summer, I think Detroit. So
exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It looks like a good card, though. It's not overly loaded, so maybe I can get to bed at a decent time, and all the matches look pretty good.
Right?
What Scott said and Zach. No, it looks good. It's pretty good. I mean, some people were complaining about like some matches not being on there, but I mean, whatever. It's due to time constraints. But honestly, this card's looking pretty good. Honestly, especially the Battle Royal. Battle looks dumb.
Yes, we're going to get into our picks shortly. Before we do so, please make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow us on all of our social media. This is an exciting one. Guys, we got a short card again. I'm almost ready to call this NXT SummerSlam with the way that Triple H books these things, because the cards are so short. Like, I don't want to say short, but they're smaller. We're no longer getting that 35 match 5-week WrestleMania card that we used to get like 5 years ago.
Right.
The thing that we've talked about, so starting with this episode for the Ship It Studios Championship. And I don't know, Ethan and Scott, you're going to have to update us in a second. If there is still a briefcase for Money in the Bank still on the line that has been cashed in, points will be up for grabs if somebody decides there's going to be a cash-in.
Yep.
All right. So men's, women's, currently, where do we stand on that, Scott or Ethan?
So for right now, after the past two shows for both Great American Bash and Death Before Dishonor, we have a new leader as of right now. The man in black himself, Mr. Ethan, in the lead with 4 points. Followed right behind him is Mr. SOB himself, Sam, with 3. We have a tie with Mr. Zach and John with 2. And your boy over here struggling, batting 0. I got nothing, and I'm real sad about it.
Still got plenty of wrestling go for the year.
Very true.
But to hop back to the rules, what do we have for Money in the Bank briefcases still out on the grabs right now?
So as of right now, we still have both the men's and women's, Mr. Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, and Io Sky are our Money in the Bank briefcase holders. I would not be surprised. Maybe I'll tip my hat a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if one or both try to cash in this Saturday. Would not be surprised at all.
Okay. And the other thing we're going to cover quickly is we do have this battle royale. Due to the fact that we're recording before SmackDown, we do not have a full list. We're going to hold off on choosing that battle royale. We will all choose 2 after SmackDown. Whether we get an announcement or not, we will put somewhere, Twitter or Facebook, our choices for the battle royale.
Yep.
All right.
The Slim Jim Battle Royal.
That's
That's
right.
right.
The winner gets a year free of Slim Jim.
To a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm going to throw a point in here because we had something happen. I forgot what pay-per-view. Maybe it was the Rumble. One of us had the final 2. They had correctly chosen the final 2.
That is true.
So how about this? Let's throw another extra point in here for this battle royale. If you correctly choose the final 2 people in that ring, extra point.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Hey, that's my gimmick, Sam. Stop saying my gimmick, man. Actually,
Right.
This is received from last time, so I'll give him credit.
So we're going to kick things off. We're just going to get right into it because I know the champ is very, very anxious to lose this title in the coming months. Ethan has this, he's up against me, but we all know I don't need to watch a product to know what's going to happen. I just know I'm going to win. So we probably should give me the W, but I figured let's have a fair fight.
Whoa. You said that about the Bash, but look what happened, Sam.
I don't know. NXT's that's the one that kills me sometimes. NXT don't do well with, but the WWE ones,
He does. I'll give him. Yeah, he does.
So
let me talk to you.
Let's kick this off. We're gonna go to our handy dandy favorite reliable news source for wrestling pay-per-view card, Wikipedia. Not a plug. But we're going to kick things off, start with Cody Rhodes taking on Brock Lesnar and another bout between these two. Our champion. I don't know. What are you feeling about this one? Do you want to start with I'm going to let you choose how you want to handle these picks this time.
I want Scott to go first because he is in last place. He hasn't gotten any points yet, so let's just give him the floor and let him do what he wants.
That was like the
Maybe
greatest backhanded compliment I've ever heard in my life. He also knows I have such like explanations for all of this stuff, so it definitely helps tip everybody's possible picks. So, champ, I'll give it to you. I also like the fact that you added the little C to your name, so that was
everyone knows, that I'm the champ.
You are the champion
on display right there. Yeah.
But if we're gonna talk about this match, a lot of people are not very happy about this match happening because they're already sick and tired of it. I will say though, they had this video package that they dropped on Raw this past week. Holy crap! Like this could have been like an Oscar-winning movie. The way they spelled it out, they did a great job hyping it up. Personally, I'm excited for these matches. I love Brock Lesnar in this side of his career where he's just like, I'm Brock Lesnar. I'm going to come in, punch you in the face, and that's going to be the end of it. But I think out of this, I think Cody is going to finish his story with Brock Lesnar, and Cody will get the win in their rubber match.
I'll agree with you, Scott. I don't know, what would happen if Cody lost this match and long term what the plans are for Cody anymore. But he definitely has to win here. Should be good, but I'll agree with you with Cody.
I feel like the general consensus here is that it's going to be Cody. First off, so Brock Lesnar is 6-5 at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes is 1-2 at SummerSlam. So I think Cody needs a win here. And then I think moving past this probably is the best idea. Although I hope what I hear is not true about Bray Wyatt possibly working with Cody Rhodes. We'll see what happens with that. But if this is definitely the end of the feud, then hopefully that sparks something else for Cody. I mean, hopefully better, in my opinion, hopefully better than that. And I mean, if Cody ends up winning that title down the line, maybe feud with Brock Lesnar again for a championship, give some freshness to it. But yeah, I kind of agree with that this feud kind of needs to end. But Cody should get the win here. Man in Black.
I get to go. Well, Scott, speaking of field packages, we'll talk about the other one with the ladies later. So this is so Cody won the Backlash first. You know how dirty rubber matches go. Whoever wins the first wins the last.
Pretty much.
Honestly, Brock don't need. I'm a little surprised they don't have a stipulation. To be honest with you,
Agreed.
I thought they would be like not a fight pit, like maybe like no DQ or whatever. Anyway, whatever. That's not the point. I'm gonna go with Cody as well. Honestly, he needs it more than Brock. And plus, like I said, WWE rubber matches. It's basically who wins the first wins the last. But
yep.
And honestly, kind of like add John's point real quick. With the Brave, I also seen Randy Orton supposed to be coming back and feud with Cody. I seen that flowing around, but I don't really see that happening. But I see Cody winning and moving on past this.
I will follow suit. It makes sense at this point. Are we 6 months out past Mania at this point? 6 months.
4 months.
4 months. It makes sense.
Feels like 6.
I know. It does.
But I'll just agree with that. I think at some point Cody's gonna have to start making his way back up the totem pole so he can win the belt back at 40.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean they've already sprinkled in the teaser for him and Seth as well. So he could also go after Seth if Seth retains his title. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know. Those guys really don't like each other, so I don't know if they want to wrestle each other.
Cody said the world title's not part of it. He doesn't want the world title. He wants to finish the story.
He said he doesn't want to wrestle Seth Rollins again. Is what I heard. So,
we'll see. We'll see. That's the thing. I don't know.
There's some real beef there, but we'll see.
Some real meat and potatoes there, John.
Exactly.
He said it. He said it.
So
he said the thing.
Speaking of the world title, we'll go right into that one. Rollins and Balor for this belt.
Yep.
You know what? I like the C next to your name, Mr. Zach. That's clever. You're a smart man. Notice that. But I'm going to sacrifice myself here, and I'm going to make the first call on this one because I've been thinking about it. Something eats at me more than anything in WWE. It's the fact that Finn Balor had the Universal title first, had to drop it the following day, and he barely had a title run. I'm not talking NXT. Hasn't really had a title run since. Balor is the real deal. So I think, and I'm looking here, usually the first champions, they don't usually have the belts for long, long periods of time. And Rollins here has had the belt for about 68 days. According, as of the 3rd. Yeah, so 68. He'll have it like north of 70, if not 70. So I'm going to say Balor. I think Balor would be a great champion, especially with Dominic having the North American title, Rhea still having a women's title, and who knows, maybe there might be a cash-in and neither one of the two people currently in the Universal title match wins the title. So we might have a Judgment Day having all the belts, but
maybe.
That's my thoughts.
All right, I'll go. Fucking, I'll go next. This is what Balor's 3rd shot at the title.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I mean, they have great matches. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna agree with Sam. I'm gonna say Finn Balor, but he doesn't have it long. I think Priest finally says fucking cashes it in. There's my theory. No pun intended. But
Tonight,
but I mean,
that night at SummerSlam.
he's gonna finish it at. He's gonna finish his story after 7 years, and Priest he won't have a long Priest cash in.
Shortly
So I'm
after.
gonna say that's it. Yeah, right after, or maybe during the match. One of the two.
Oh, okay. At SummerSlam after the match. Interesting.
So you're making that a SummerSlam pick, a Money in the Bank cash in? What do you mean, like following? You're gonna say yes?
No, I'm gonna go with Balor, but I think Priest cash in after.
Yes, I mean like at SummerSlam though. Does he cash in?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Point. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to clarify.
Same night.
Okay.
I got you. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Basically, Balor wins and then Priest cash in. That's my cash in pick right there. SummerSlam.
All right, that's
He's been teasing it. He's tried doing it on Raw, and then Balor gave it to him. Well, Scott, you can testify to this, and then he didn't do it, and then. But I think Balor finished story, but Priest cashes in almost immediately.
This is a tough one. So Seth Franklin Rollins, I should say. He's 6-2 at SummerSlam. Finn Balor's 3-2 at SummerSlam. This is tough because this is the third time they faced each other, so I kind of wonder, is third time's a charm?
Right.
Here, I mean, they're putting a lot of gold into the Judgment Day already. And you got somebody with the Money in the Bank briefcase that's in there. So, originally I was going to pick Franklin, but you know what? I'll take the chance and I'll go Finn Balor. Why not?
So the turtle doesn't win.
Oh, Jesus. What a reference. Wow.
So
I'm
Mr.
I'm also gonna pick Balor. I'm gonna give Scott the chance to go last. I'm sure he has some big spiel that he's ready. Yeah, look at him. He's grinning. He's thinking. But I'll keep it going with Finn only because Priest has the briefcase. So I think Finn wins at SummerSlam. I don't think Priest cashes in right away. He'll come out. Maybe they'll tease it. But you could get some decent mileage out of this with Priest teasing the cash in and the weeks following SummerSlam. How will the Judgment Day coexist? And how much is this going to weigh on Finn? How much is that going to strain their relationship? So Finn will win it, and then that'll be a great storyline to follow with Senior Money in the Bank.
I have fantasy booking in my head, but if I don't know if you guys want me to hold off on it.
Well, looks like we have our first divide.
Ooh.
Because I am picking Seth Rollins to win. However, immediately afterwards, Damian Priest cashes in, wins the title, and then you still have the beef with Judgment Day because Priest did what he said he was going to do. He let Finn have the first crack since he won the briefcase. Finn fails, Priest is going to capitalize. Seth needs to go away to do movie stuff. It's the perfect time for a new champion, and they are really, really high on Damian Priest right now. So I will pick Seth Rollins to win the original match, and then Damian Priest will cash in and win the title.
Well, I sense a problem there. I sense a problem, Scott.
What's the
There's
problem?
always a problem.
There ain't no movie filming going on right now with those strikes.
That is very true. That is a good point. That is a good point. But he doesn't need to have the title. And even still, if Seth wins, I still get a point, so it doesn't matter.
Scott to get two, Priest cash.
That's right. I can get two.
Okay, so that's another SummerSlam Money in the Bank cash in?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So me and Scott are the only two on that one, I think.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the triple threat for the women's title: Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair. Who wants to kick this one off here?
Me.
Ethan, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, let's go. All right. I like 2 out of the 3 in this match. You can guess who the third I don't like. Oh shit. I'm gonna say Charlotte, but I'm gonna use my other cash in, and EO cashes in. They want Charlotte to get to like 30 at this fucking rate, so I'm gonna say Charlotte, but EO cashes in after the match.
Oh, dropping them both. All right.
Let's create some chaos, boys.
I kind of want to agree with Ethan. I was thinking of picking Charlotte to win just because it just feels like a time where WWE wants to. It's Charlotte's turn again. We haven't given it to Charlotte in a minute, so Charlotte needs to put herself in this match and win the title.
Yeah.
But will there be a cash in after? I'll agree with that too. I'll say EO cashes in and beats Charlotte after. Walks out the champ.
Has somebody cashed in on Charlotte before and won?
Yes.
Yes, twice.
Okay.
Carmella and Bailey.
Twice?
Yes.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
She's been cashed in more times than anybody else.
Okay, that changes it a little for me. Charlotte is 5-0 at SummerSlam. Asuka and Bianca Belair are both 1-1. So that's gonna do it for me, and I'm gonna pick Charlotte.
Going with the numbers, it's a smart pick.
Yeah.
That is pretty smart, actually.
Why
What's
not?
Asuka and Bianca's records, John? Just for.
Oh, I said that. Well, both 1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear.
Yeah.
I heard Charlotte's.
Yeah.
I like where John was going with Charlotte's record, though. I didn't even think of that, actually.
You know what? I'll let Scott go last on this one too. I'm going to say Charlotte because you know what? I love Asuka, and I feel like Asuka is just never going to get what a longer title run and get her due. And we got to give Flair all the belts. So
It'll be her 15th championship if she does win.
So we'll give it to Charlotte, and she'll win the next 30 in the next 5 years as well. So
Right.
And then in the future, we'll get Asuka versus Io. The Joshi wrestling fans coming to know me on that one.
Yeah. I feel like the safe pick here is Charlotte, but I don't want to be safe. I do hate the fact that she is undefeated here, so that kind of sucks. It goes against what I want.
Yeah.
And Scott's just in his own head now because he doesn't have any points yet. He's totally lost.
No, I'm not lost. I'm trying to navigate this as best as I possibly can. I feel like I don't want to pick Charlotte because
You should pick Charlotte.
I know I don't want to. I feel like I have to, even though I don't want to. And
Go with your gut.
My gut says Asuka.
Oh,
My gut says Asuka.
go with that.
And then
Is your gut then wrong?
with some things in my life, never. No, I feel like Asuka needs that moment, and I feel like this could put both Charlotte and Bianca in the rear view mirror, or it continues a feud between her and Charlotte, or you get Io and Asuka, which is pretty much what a lot of people want, because their interactions together when they're just yelling Japanese to one another is some of the most hilarious things in the world, especially when you get the English dub later that day. It's wonderful to read.
You piece of shit.
It's so funny. Oh my god. I don't feel like Io will cash in, especially if Damien's cashing in. I feel like that'll be later on, but I'm gonna go with Asuka. So I once again will go away from everybody else's pick.
Scott is going for the
All or nothing here.
yeah, all or nothing. I'm not gonna be mad. I hope she wins. That's the thing. I want Asuka to win, but I don't know. Something in the back of my head is like,
Me too. Yeah.
But with Vince being subpoenaed, who knows? Who knows? Maybe he has less control over things.
Maybe.
Let me think. I'm gonna hop over to everyone's favorite wrestler, greatest wrestler in the world, Logan Paul, taking on Ricochet.
Oh fuck.
As much as I would love Ricochet to get a win here, it's not going to happen. Logan Paul is going to win this match.
WWE never seems inclined to give Ricochet anything.
I know, and it makes me very sad.
Yeah, he's just here to. Yeah. I mean, he'll have an awesome match with Logan Paul. They've done
absolutely
awesome things when they've been together so far. So yeah, it's always been building to this full match between just those two. So it'll be great, but they definitely have a lot more invested in Logan Paul than they do in Ricochet. So I'm going to agree with Logan Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to follow suit here. It just, I don't know. Which match is this since he signed his multi-year deal? This is his first match with the multi-year?
Yes, since the new signing, I believe it is. Well, outside of what, the Rumble? Or was the Rumble when he signed? I don't know. But he has
since the photoshopped picture of him signing. This is the first match.
That's Photoshop. We all know it is.
It was hilarious.
Oh. All right, so this is probably the easiest one on the card. Ricochet is 0-1 at SummerSlam. Logan Paul is 1-0. But I don't think Logan Paul hasn't won a match yet.
Last one he won was last year's SummerSlam.
Yep.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're gonna do a bunch of flips and shit in this match. So yeah, we'll go with Logan Paul. Easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow that too. Well, he said he wants me the opening because he wants to get to his piece of shit brothers fight. So, but honestly, I like Ricochet, but I don't see him winning, honestly. So I'm gonna go with Logan for clean sweep.
Okay. So up next is probably the real main event of this whole show. The Intercontinental title. Gunther taking on Drew McIntyre. I'm going to say right now, again, he is so close. He is less than 40 days away from being beating Honky Tonk Man, I believe.
Longest reigning. It's going to be
wonderful. And you know what? He deserves it. So I'm going to say Gunther off the bat. You don't have to ask me. I've been saying it for months. The man is going to get the longest title reign with the IC title.
Yep. This, I believe, will be the hardest hitting match of the night. And it's to be... Boy, absolutely. But I feel like, from a wrestling standpoint, I feel like this will be the best match of the night. From a storyline standpoint, I believe this might be the second best match of the night. But it's going to be Gunther. There's no way. I love Drew to death, but he's not beating Gunther. It's not going to happen.
Can I get a bonus point if I predict that Honky Tonk Man comes out and hits Gunther with a car to keep him from beating his streak?
You know what? I will not be mad at that decision. I
would let him be champion for the rest of this season if that happened. No more competition.
Forgo the money. Let's keep it in the bank.
Ooh, that is enticing. But yeah,
if it wasn't title reign out of your fucking hands.
If it wasn't for that streak, I might be tempted to pick Drew in this match. But yeah, Gunther's gonna win and beat Honky Tonk Man's streak, so we can stop talking about Honky Tonk Man as greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
This is another tough one for me, and I will explain why. So, Drew McIntyre's been away for a number of months because of some contract things that he was trying to work out. So there was the speculation of going to AEW and all this stuff. So he's been sitting off to the side a little while to work out a new deal. I wonder. He obviously worked out a new deal if he's back. I wonder if an IC title reign is in the cards for this new deal. And I kind of worry about... This is the most I've worried about Gunther's title reign so far because of that reason. It it would not be unusual for WWE to cut that title reign just short of beating Honky Tonk Man. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger. Drew McIntyre.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
I love Gunther, so that's but I don't know. I feel like WWE is going to upset some people. They got to upset somebody at least one match.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
it's called Dominic win the North American title.
Oh my God. Woo. People were hot.
Yeah.
Ethan, you want to give your 2 cents here before I do some fantasy booking on this off of what John said?
I should do your fantasy booking and I'll do my pick.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, yes, it is Drew's moment back, and I could see that being a.
Sorry, Gunther does not have a record at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre's 1-0, I think.
Here's something in play, and Ethan, maybe this
2-0. I'm sorry.
Make your decision. So Gunther has Imperium for whatever reason, and and for all you know, I mean, I don't think they do a lot of shenanigans with them.
No,
which is good, but who knows? All they need to do is walk out, stand at the end of the ramp, and fucking distract Drew.
Yep.
It's probably the most tolerable version of shenanigans there is to be seen. Now, that being said, I don't know, maybe somewhere down the road, Drew, I would not be mad for Drew to take this away from Gunther. Maybe something happens. Maybe someone from Imperium shows up. Maybe down the line they have a stipulation nobody's allowed to enter the ring. Just them two. Let him go for 30 minutes. Let him. Let's see, Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii, at SummerSlam, pretty much. Or, give Drew, because again, we talk about Drew getting the shaft at WrestleMania 36. He won the title in front of nobody.
Right.
So, yes, it's not the world title, but imagine him going to WrestleMania and winning the IC title in front of a crowd. Make up for, and I forgot if he won it the following year or the year after that at a Mania. I'm drawing a blank. But I feel like that might be a good consolation prize and give him a long title run or a title run. But I mean, Gunther's Gunther. So that's my thought on the fantasy booking on that.
Oh,
Boy can dream.
I like fuck. Damn it. I'm just excited for this match. These two beating the shit out of each other for 15, 20 minutes. Give me Tomohiro Ishii and Aaron Henare.
Give me a half an hour. Don't give me 15, 20 minutes. Give me a half an hour of this.
Yes, let's just them beat the shit out of each other. I'm pumped for it. Hate this. Fuck.
We're live here, Man in Black.
I got. Shut up, John.
All right.
I'm going with Gunther, and I can see Gable challenging for the title. Let's run that back. And plus, I want Gunther to break Honky Tonk Man, so Honky Tonk Man can whine like an old man. He took my title reign.
So to also add to this, I just want to, before we hop over to the Rousey Baszler match, the reason I think Gunther is going to do it is because prior to him, I'm going to read these dates off quickly. Honky Tonk Man, this is the date they won it, 87. Pedro Morales, 81. Gunther, number 3 right now, 22. Randy Savage, 83, 86. Don Morocco, 83. Greg Valentine, 84. Mr. Perfect, 90. And then The Rock, 97. And then, so a lot of the long title reigns with the IC title are like 30 plus years old.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just making a case for why I'm going to win. So,
well, I mean, for the longest time, WWE just didn't care about the mid-card titles. And I feel like they finally actually care about the IC title again. The US title is a different story, but whatever. I feel like once Gunther finally drops that title, he's going to be an absolute maniac going after whoever's the heavyweight champion at that point. He needs to instantly get pushed into that. But we need a valid challenger to defeat him. And I'm not saying Drew's not. Drew is very capable of doing so. But I think where we're at now and how close he is, I feel like it's pointless for him to drop the title so close to being to Honky Tonk's record. But John did make a good point, though, saying that WWE is very... yeah, they do.
Yeah, he doesn't find. I mean, just look at Leslie.
Yeah, I know.
It's just funny that Honky Tonk Man that has the longest Intercontinental Champion reign of all time. Like, if it was Randy Savage who had the longest reign of all time, I don't think you would think Gunther has to beat this. You know,
that's true. That is true. And if I remember correctly, didn't Honky Tonk Man get squashed in his loss for the title?
Yes,
that sounds right.
Yeah, that was what, the Ultimate Warrior, I believe.
Let's see.
I think so.
Everyone got squashed by Warrior.
That's true.
Zach.
That's Hogan.
Yeah, it was Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. So we don't have an Ultimate Warrior that's going to come in and destroy Gunther. So he's going to hold on to it for as long as he chooses to. Someone who I would say would like an IC title reign at some point is Ludwig Kaiser. That man is putting in the work.
Oh, I can see that.
But that's later on. But
that's later.
We've talked about this match enough. We still have a couple more to talk about.
Yes, we do. We're going to go into what I think is going to be a really interesting one. We're finally getting Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler in I believe, an MMA rules match.
They did confirm that, yep.
You know, special guest commentator Joe Rogan.
Oh,
Dana White. Matt Riddle.
Floor is open, folks.
I'll go. It feels like MMA rules match. That makes it sound like that would give Ronda an edge. Maybe that's what they want us to think. And I haven't been watching as much weekly WWE television as I would like recently, but since their breakup, it feels like Shayna has a real opportunity to superstardom as a babyface here. So I'm going to pick Shayna to beat Ronda, and I think that will get her over real big. And I think Shayna could really use that. I think that would be cool for her. So Shayna.
I'm going to follow suit. I do. The classic move for them would have been Ronda to go over, but I just feel like they might actually be putting some stock into Shayna Baszler again since she was in NXT. I feel like that's Triple H trying to push that along. So we'll see if that actually happens. But I will pick Shayna to beat Ronda.
Ronda does not want to be there anymore. So I think she's on her way out fairly soon. She wants to do other things, and that's why this feud has felt so rushed. That's why their tag title reign has been so short. Because I think Ronda is like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I think the crowd's turning up. The crowd is turning on her. She's not really doing her best stuff right now. So I think the more obvious thing to do is put Shayna over and, beat Ronda to a pulp, I guess, and she goes away. So that's what I think is going to happen.
Fair enough. What you got, Ethan?
So remember when I said video packages, Scott? You said they were Oscar award.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Baszler Rousey one. Holy fuck!
That was good too.
That was great ones. That's the best I say. Those were good. I like Johnson. I mean, they rushed him and all this, which I kind of wished they didn't, but I mean, it's whatever. Like Johnson, Rousey wants to leave. I'm going with Baszler. Honestly, I think Ronda wants to put her best friend over, but I'm going with Baszler. And honestly, we're getting glimpses of NXT Baszler back, so
Yeah.
Good challenger for Ripley in the future.
Yep. I agree.
I'm
And I like how me and Scott were joking too about the fight pit. I was like, I was close.
Fight Pit would have been amazing, but I'll take the MMA rules match.
I'll take that too. Sorry, Sam.
So I'm just gonna follow suit and say Baszler, but I was didn't she just sign a contract? I feel like she just re-signed.
Ronda?
Yeah.
I believe so, but it doesn't necessarily mean like she has to be on TV. So she might be like an ambassador type role or something. I wasn't sure if she was ready to pack her bags and go, but I don't know. I just feel like her putting her literally her best friend over for this to help Shayna hopefully become more of a suitable challenger for Rhea would be the best move.
Yeah. Is she officially done? Like, is she like?
That's the rumor.
Gotcha. Okay. No, I mean, totally out of the loop there. But yeah, I think Baszler. I mean, especially, I guess it just solidifies if she doesn't want to be there. And Baszler, her and Asuka were like the only two like undefeated women for a long time in NXT.
Yep.
So I think Baszler she should be the monster of the women's division.
Agreed.
So we're gonna skip the battle royale as we said. Whoever has, everyone gets 2 picks. We'll have that shortly after SmackDown on Friday. If you happen to pick both the last 2 competitors in the battle royale, then yeah, you get an extra point. And hypothetically speaking, say we're down to 3 and 2 of them get eliminated at the same time, we'll count it. Why not?
It's close enough.
Yeah, it's close. So we're gonna
Sam's
go back.
a generous guy.
Look, you know what? I got to get creative with these points because we're getting to this point right now where this card pretty much banks on Scott being wrong on half of them, or the battle royale. This is. I think we're all looking at this card, and again, I haven't been watching WWE, but the fact that I'm in line with Ethan and Scott, I think we need to get creative.
The cash-ins could change it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
/ non-cash-ins.
Yeah, because looking at where we're at right now, Sam, Zach, and Ethan all have essentially the same picks. But Ethan has 2, both Money in the Banks cashing in. Zach has 1, Sam has none. So yeah, I mean, there's still enough that we might not have a tie, but let's.
It's basically down to the battle royal and extra points, basically.
Yeah, and the Universal title match, which I don't know.
Let's see.
There's a lot of
Well, I'll keep update scores
on
from
this
the
one.
show. So.
All right, folks. So main event. Is it officially over for the tribal chief in the bloodline? Tribal combat for the Universal title in recognition as tribal chief Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. This is one that I think was predicted going back to after WrestleMania. There have been rumors, there have been discussions that it should be Jey Uso to overthrow Roman Reigns. And I know in the back of my head, we still got Cody. Unless WWE pulls a WWE and doesn't give Cody the shot, who knows? So who wants to start on the main event?
I guess I'll start. Okay,
go
ahead, John.
All right, thank you, champ. All right, let's see. Roman Reigns is 5-1 at SummerSlam. Jey Uso is 4-0.
Ooh,
interesting.
But he's about to get his first L at SummerSlam because this title's not going anywhere. I kind of agree with some people that thinking maybe somebody like Jey Uso is someone that should take the title away from Roman. maybe second in line to Cody because I think he's the one that I still think he's the one that should do it. But right now, I feel pretty comfortable that this is not going anywhere, and that Roman's going to be keeping this for the next 10 years. So we're going with Roman.
I'm also going to go with Roman. It would be very cool for Jay to be the one to beat Roman, and I will probably allow myself to get sucked into this because of how good the story's been and how easy it will be to support Jey Uso in this match and get sucked into thinking maybe he can win, and then being disappointed when Roman ultimately wins. But that'll make it more fun, so I'm okay with it. But the only time, place that Roman can drop this championship at this point is at WrestleMania. Maybe it could be Jey Uso still then. I'm still not really sold on that overall as an idea, but Roman Reigns, yeah, definitely will keep it here. And then maybe, because this is the tribal combat, recognition of tribal chief, I'll keep saying this until it happens. Maybe now we can bring in The Rock and be like, oh, there's one more person who you need to really be the tribal chief, and then they could do The Rock at Survivor Series or at Royal Rumble, whatever.
And like John said, there's no acting going on right now, so
interesting.
Yeah, very true.
Would performing for WWE count as breaking?
Is he part of the union?
No, that group died in 1999.
We'll have to do some digging on that. I will hop in here to continue the trifecta of the three folks who don't watch WWE on a daily basis, and let the experts, weigh in last.
They'll overthink it.
So I like Jay, and I loved how this is, been a fan of the Usos since, pretty much they didn't suck as, hey, we're the Usos and we're going to be fun. And,
yeah.
And, Jay would be a cool champion. This is my thing, though. If Jay was to take the title off, and I know I'd be curious to see an arguing standpoint. I'm gonna hop over to AEW quickly, right? There are sometimes the journey is greater than the destination. If we want to talk about Hangman Page, the 3 years building up Hangman to become the champion was way more exciting than his title run.
Yep.
Jay winning the title would be awesome. But where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Does he play the fighting champion and then he's wrestling every other week? And they're like, oh, it's, Jay's champion again. At least with Cody, people might think, oh, well, if he gets the belt, he finishes the story and that's it. Sure. But you know what? There's something about Cody who pretty much could he could continue the story once he has the title and prolong it until he drops it to the correct person. Jay, I almost feel like, and to add to the WrestleMania thing, I mean, if you're trying to build him up to be the champion who's had the longest title reign in this century or the modern era or whatever you want to refer to it as, that's not Bruno Sammartino from the 60s, it needs to be done at Mania. It needs to happen with the correct person. And Jey Uso, and again, I love Jay, and he'd be great. I don't know where you go from after Jay wins and becomes tribal chief. And that's somebody who doesn't watch the product every day. So I'm going to stick with the consensus there.
Ethan, I'll let you go next.
Okay. So this is our fourth and final main event.
Yes, exactly.
Of the many main events.
Yes.
What the fuck? Anyway, I'm gonna say Roman too because I like Jay and I know he been on Money in the Bank, but it's not his time. I think Roman's gonna keep it till WrestleMania. I'm gonna pull a page of Scott's book for that one. I could see Jimmy come back and try to interfere with Solo and stuff, and You know what? Fuck. Let's bring Rikishi in. Let's just bring the whole family. Why not? And what Zach's point to Rock, apparently he might be doing something with Grayson Waller because he keeps calling him out.
Oh God, please no. God no.
I hope not either. I actually kind of wish he does what Zach just said, but I'm going with Roman. It's just Roman. He's gonna keep his long title reign going. Like John said, he'll head on for like 10, 15 years at this rate.
I mean, we've had Roman for nearly 3 years as champion, and they've somehow found a way to not make any of his championship stories boring. They've all been top notch, and I kind of wonder after SummerSlam, where does Roman go from here? Who's next? Is it Jimmy? Well, Jimmy comes back from injury. I don't know. Does that work? If Jay wins, who comes after him then? Solo? Maybe. That could be fun. Do we get Solo finally turning on Roman? That could be next. We don't know. But I'm standing by the thing I've been talking about for the past year and a half, and I acknowledge my tribal chief. Roman Reigns will retain his title. He will drop it at WrestleMania 40. So we're going to have him for quite a long time still as champion.
Clean sweep.
Yep.
Yeah, clean sweep. So that's SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I first met Scott and then John and I started going to wrestling events together, the worst part about any wrestling event was Roman Reigns. And the fact that in the year 2023, these matches have more depth and story than a lot of actually written television that exists out there, I think says a lot.
Yep.
But yeah, there we go. This SummerSlam.
We were ready to boo the crap out of Roman Reigns one particular night at Monday Night Raw, and then he said he had cancer.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you and I wasn't there. You and Alex were there for that.
Oh, Alex, I was with Alex. That's right.
Because Alex was on the Titantron for like months. He was the guy like this when they were doing the story. Yeah, you can go back and find those videos. But anyways, yeah, no, it's wild. It's wild, and I'm looking forward to that match specifically because of the storytelling. Any last thoughts before we call it quits and get into SummerSlam weekend?
I'm just excited for it. I do like the fact that finally it's back in August. Last year it was really weird when they had it in the end of July.
That was so weird.
I didn't like it at all.
Will anybody be flipping between Collision and SummerSlam?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough because they're going to be going at the same time. So
No.
Yeah, a lot of people were giving TK shit about that. They thought he would be going earlier before. I might just watch Collision Sunday.
Do we have an idea of the Collision card, what that show is going to be like?
Punk first start for his title, Statlander Martinez for the TBS title, and FTR defends their titles against Big Bill and Brian Cage.
Yep. That's what we know so far. We'll know more after Wednesday.
And here to claim.
Not after Wednesday, after Rampage.
Yeah,
that probably wouldn't get me to watch. When SummerSlam is on, I would watch that normally, but SummerSlam is on.
John's like, I might have to skip Collision.
But like, if
I mean, I record Collision, so it's fine.
I mean, if Smack, and again, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like, if I don't know, WWE had a like SmackDown on or like NXT on when another pay-per-view from like say AEW was going on, depending on your thoughts. I mean, you might go, dude, it's pay-per-view. I want to be there at that. I want to watch at that moment. I can always watch the TV stuff later.
Right. Which is exactly what NXT did because I went to that pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Before we hop off, Zach and Scott, do you have anything you want to drop for this weekend?
Good. Just good luck, Scott. I really genuinely hope you get your point.
Yeah, thanks. Me too. But I think he was referencing what you and I are going to be a part of this weekend.
Oh, sorry. I blacked out for a second.
He won the champ
yeah,
mode.
we're going to be at the Boston Fan Expo doing a panel from the Ship It Studios film side, our film podcast, doing a live episode of our fantasy draft podcast. So that'll be really cool at Boston Fan Expo Saturday, 3:30 I think p.m.
Yep.
So Scott won't be SmackDown or SummerSlam.
Correct. I will be busy.
There will be no live tweeting, from the ATR side, but we will have a post show for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you don't already do so, please make sure you follow us on X. That's going to be a weird thing to say for a long time.
Right.
Fuck it.
At
Keep
Above the
it
Ring.
going with Twitter.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, X at Above the Ring. Everything's on the screen right here as John does it like it's a credit roll. You can find it individually.
Roll the credits.
Specifically on YouTube, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Ship It Studios and Above the Ring is podcast if you're choosing, and why they should listen to us as well. Thank you so much for watching. It's SummerSlam weekend. Don't forget to ship it. And as always, do not forget